didn't know. Fact 1. There are no poisonous snakes in Maine. Fact 2. Geico can also help you with renter's insurance. And that's important, because when you rent, the building itself may be insured, but your possessions are not. So Geico can help you make sure you're really covered. For all the details, visit geico.com. No poisonous snakes. On a personal note, I've just decided I'm moving to Maine.
Airing on over 200 affiliates across America, this is Tim Connolly's Winning Strategies. Call now with your questions at 1-800-336-2225 or email talk@winningstrategies.net. Now, here's Tim Connolly.
And we're back with Mike King and Jan Vander Sande having a good lively argument about which way gold is headed. And I too am going to be having a debate today because my pick is going to be related to the home building industry, and I know that home builders have popped up and rebounded off into positive territory today, and I think the home builders are overdone. But I will talk about that in the pick of the week. Now, Jan, we have several questions that have come in, and I'm going to start with you, with people who are asking us about specific stocks. And this is one that I have no answer for whatsoever. This is far beyond my poor power to add or detract. Apple. What do you do with Apple at $275 or $74 a share?
Well, that's an easy answer. Have you noticed that in the last 3 days, 3 brokerage firms have all of a sudden recommended Apple, put it on a buy list, raised their targets to 320. The iPhone and what the new version came out, and they're selling them like hotcakes. So the stock is running up. I would sell into this strength, because normally when you get these kind of things happening, they will pull back after that. So unless you want to hold it for the next 10 years, I think this is a good time to sell when everybody's recommending it. I like to be a contrarian. I would sell it in this 270 to 280 area and just wait for a pullback to 250. It's going to come. And especially after we have a rally into early July, if I'm right about that, the first week of July, and the sharp sell-off comes after that, Apple will be a lot lower then. That's my feeling. Look, it's a good quality company. They export worldwide. It's it's a cash cow at the moment. There's no doubt about it. But Tim, tell me what happens, like with cell phones. Eventually the market gets saturated. Don't you think?
But it's a long way from there.
I think, but that's what I was just going to say. I don't think that's here yet. So Apple will benefit, but eventually that will happen. So I don't think it's one of those stocks that you buy and put away for 10 years. I think that would be wrong.
But Jan, people are supplanting the use of their computer with smartphones. And in the expanding markets, those people aren't buying computers at all. The smartphone is their computer. So I just think there's still a lot of expansion there. I just don't know if it's Apple, because Google's operating system, Android, is doing very, very well in other markets. In fact, in other markets, it's killing Apple. In the eastern markets, it is just waxing them. But the question becomes, how strong is that brand and what happens? And of course, because Google's in a big argument with the Canadian government about censorship, you kind of worry about, will they do something weird like ban Android operating systems? At this point, they're not, though. But there's just a huge monster market worldwide for these smartphones. The issue that I see as being the biggest one is bandwidth. How are all these people going to fit on the internet when already they're having bandwidth problems?
Yeah.
There's a real serious problem. Now, Mike, we have another email question, and this one's perfect for you. I remember you were a big fan of this company and its early going. You used to talk about it on the show several years ago all the time. Panera Bread. They want to know what you think about Panera Bread. How does it look technically? And you couldn't be a more perfect person to ask here, because I know you were a big fan early on, and its stock was a lot lower than this when you were talking.
Well, it's a great company. Panera still looks good. It's way above its 200-day moving average, and it has a fabulous cup and handle pattern. So, I mean, it looks like it wants to head back to the 90 area. It's 84.46, but it's certainly not cheap here, and I don't have a buy signal on it. But I'd rather be long than short. It's in a strong uptrend.
So you're saying, and they didn't say this, so I don't know if they're simply asking the question academically, if they own the stock, would you tell them to keep it?
Yes.
Okay.
I might write calls against it. This looks like the perfect stock to own and write calls and book 25 to 30% a year. It gradually levitates higher.
Okay. One more question, and I'm going to lob this one to you, Jan. And well, I just heard something else ding in here, so we'll have another one. Netflix, which is at $125 a share, but I think everybody's assuming Blockbuster's going to go into Chapter 11 and dump off millions and millions of dollars in leases. What do you think Netflix looks like in this area, and is it a buy, is it a sell, or a hold?
Tim, it's had a big run-up. I'm one of these firm believers in taking profits. There is no such thing as buy and hold anymore, especially if I'm right about another big sell-off coming. I would take your profit or protect your profit. This is not the time to sit and buy, or especially not to buy it. Unless you're a trader and you want to trade it for a few points, I wouldn't be doing it, Tim. And especially, it's already in the market, like with Blockbuster, you said, if that happens. That's probably, a lot of it is already in the market. People anticipating that to happen.
I would think so. And, you know, in Houston, we have a very beautiful old neighborhood here called River Oaks. It's, generally speaking, River Oaks is considered to be comprised of all the most successful business people in the city of Houston live in River Oaks. And the derivative saying about River Oaks is there are a lot of people that live in River Oaks that sold too cheap. And that advice about taking money off the table is very good advice, because let's face it, if you go to cash and you book your profits, I'm sorry, but you're never going to get hurt. You sit there and wait, and we go through a 10 or 15% correction, or I'm going to reveal to you an email I just got from Elliott Wave that is scary during the pick of the week. So we're going to be back after these messages, and the information I'm going to give to you from a very respected long-term analyst is not going to be something you want to miss. We'll be right back after this, the pick of the week.